These plays are going to win you the most money today. This is the Daily Profit brought to you by Linemaker Sports. On today's show, we're going to go through some of the highest probability plays in the NBA. And I'm also going to break down exactly what happened over the weekend and give you guys a little sneak peek of what happened in January as well. So let's go over to the whiteboard. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened this weekend. Let's start with Kevin Durant. All right, on the 31st, we had Kevin Durant to go over 33.5 PRA. Ended up being Booker's night. All right, Kevin Durant did not have that great of a night. Then it turned into a blowout, so they didn't really need his assistance in the fourth quarter. So he ended up going under that number of 33.5. So we ended up taking the L there. Then we went to Jason Tatum over 34.5 PRA. He had a pretty good game. All right, there's really nothing to complain about with that game that he had there. This number for him to get was decently easy. All right, so he didn't really struggle too much in getting that number, so we ended up hitting that play. Now let's talk about our next play that we had there, the F-bomb. Vucevic over 30 plus. All right, so this guy's been golden for us the whole season so far. I don't think we've lost a PRA on Vucevic. So he was one of our F-bombs, and he ended up, to be honest with you, in the first quarter, he had 20 PRA. He had 20 points, rebounds, and assists in the first quarter. Then it got actually pretty sweaty in the fourth quarter, where he only had like 28 with like 4 minutes left in the game. And he ended up surpassing that number pretty easily. He ended up with like 36. But still, got a little bit sweaty for having a first quarter where he had 20 plus. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about what happened on the first. We had Wemby under 45.5 PRA. All right, so in this game, he had no shot. All right, this one was pretty easy. We ended up winning that one pretty easy. He didn't even come close. I think he had like 29 points, rebounds, and assists or something like that. So that ended up coming pretty easily. We didn't really have to worry about Wemby so much in that. He's been going off lately. He's been having games where he's had 50 plus PRA. So definitely something to look at, but he had a good matchup here for us defensively, and he ended up going under that number. Now let's talk about the other F-bomb that we had on the first. We had Jokic to go over 46 plus PRA. He ended up crushing that one. He had like 24, 25 PRA at the end of the first quarter. He ended up with a total of like 56, I think it was, PRA. So Jokic absolutely crushed it there. That was another one of our F-bombs. So let's go through this one more time. KD, he ended up getting us an L there, but then Tatum came through, got us the win. Vucevic, the F-bomb, got us the win. Wemby got us the win. Jokic got us the win. All right, so overall, decent weekend. Not too bad. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about the F-bombs. All right, how those have been going, how those have been streaking. So the F-bombs are currently 58 and 13. All right, 58 and 13, guys. We haven't occurred a loss in a minute with those F-bombs. Now, that's hitting at 81%, almost going a little bit over. So if you guys want those F-bombs, make sure you guys click the link in the description. It's that simple. You guys want to be a part of the winning team, make sure you guys are commenting as well if you already are a part of the winning team and you guys are winning all these plays with all of us. Make sure you guys comment down below because like I said, I share that around social media so that way everybody can see. You know, it's always good to spread the word, get the word out there because we're trying to win here, all right? We're not trying to donate our money all the time like 99% of sports bettors. So make sure you guys are getting the word out. And this right here has been tracked for the last 60 plus days. So I think we're on the day 62 here of F-bombs. All right, so the last 62 days, which is a little over 2 months. All right, so a little bit over 2 months. Rolling with the F-bombs, you'd be hitting at 81%. You'd be absolutely killing it, similar to what we did in January. January, we obliterated that month. It was the best month percentage-wise we've ever had. We hit 84% the whole entire month, which is tracked, which is put inside the app, all time stamped for everybody to see. We hit 84% in the month of January. So an insane record-breaking January for sure. Now let's go ahead and get into today's plays. Let's talk about today's stuff. All right, nobody cares about what happened yesterday, last weekend, right? Care about what's going to happen today. So let's go ahead and talk about today's plays. All right, so we're going to start with SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to go over 40 plus PRA. All right, he is going against the 5th worst versus the point guard position. All right, so what do we got here? Percentage-wise, there's a 63% probability that that's going to happen. All right, so we got the matchup, the 5th worst against the point guard position, the number, which is 40 plus, which is 39.5. That's pretty usual for Shai. All right, for Shai, usually that's where his number hovers around. If you want the over and you're going to play that number, we're usually on that 40 plus. This really could be a super value play if Jalen Williams ends up not playing. If he ends up not playing, everything runs through SGA. That's the second option on the team, which is Williams. So if he ends up not playing, this number you're not going to be able to grab. So I suggest grabbing this number right now if you're going to get this number. All right, because even if Williams does play, he still could be able to hit that number. If he doesn't play, you're not going to find 40 plus. That's going to go way up to like the lowest number you're going to be able to get is like 46 or whatnot. So we got the decent matchup here. He's going against the 5th worst at the point guard position, and he's got a 63% probability to be able to hit 40 plus. And like I said, the second highest usage player on the team ends up not playing, this percentage would go up pretty decently as well, because you got to add that into calculation as well, to where everything would just run through SGA. So SGA over 40 plus, great matchup, good probability, and the chance for it to be an even better probability later in the day, depending on the lineups. Now let's talk about the next play here. We got Pascal Siakam to go over 29 plus PRA. All right, he's got a 63% probability as well for that to happen, and he's going against the worst team versus the power forward position. Okay, so what we got here, we got a decent probability. We got the best matchup possible for him. Okay, and then we have a decent number here. It's a little bit high now. All right, Mathurin is coming back as well for the Pacers, so that's going to take a little bit away from Siakam, but he still has an opportunity to be able to achieve that number. It's probably going to be close, I'll be honest with you. This will probably be a sweat, because usually for Siakam, what we have seen for this season, where the number is that's easiest for him to achieve is like that 26, 27 range. Now we're getting up there a little bit, so he has to have a pretty good game to be able to surpass this number. But 29 plus is not that bad to be able to do, and he could definitely do it as long as this game stays close to and doesn't get out of hand. So we do have another matchup in this game too that does have a good probability as well. So it always kind of goes hand in hand with like which one's going to go off, which one's going to have more usage, you know. So we're taking a bit of a gamble here with Siakam to go over that 29 plus. But like I said, he's got that probability, which is decent, and he's got the matchup that we want for sure. Okay, the number, a little bit high for him, but he could hit that if he just has a pretty decent game. Doesn't have to have a great game, just has to have a decent game to be able to hit that 29 plus number. So let's go through those two one more time. SGA again. SGA over 40 plus for PRA, going against the 5th worst team guarding the point guard position, which is the Milwaukee Bucks. So this should be a good game regardless, and he's definitely going to have to show up for sure. Then we have an opportunity here to get huge value at him at 40 plus if Williams doesn't end up playing the game for OKC. So you don't have to wait on this. I would suggest putting this in as early as possible, so that way if Williams decides that he's not playing, you are not going to find that number. Okay, so just make sure that you go ahead and just get that in right now. Got the decent probability of 63%. That's what we're looking for. And then again, Siakam over 29 plus, probability is decent. Has the worst, they're going against the best opportunity for him matchup wise. He's going against the worst team for power forward. As long as the game stays close, we should have a good shot for him to achieve that 29 plus. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next show. Till then, I'm out.